Problem will be hard to solve. Food goes bad, quantities are hard to plan, and we become aware of the bad habits of the food industry, he says. We want more fresh, locally grown, produced, ecological food. Pierre Schultz says, we're not thinking about it. If we don't like our dinner or whatever, we throw it in the bin. So no concerns there. And Tara Thompson thinks buying bulk is better for the environment. It's more product in less packaging, and it means less trips to the grocery store, saving on gasoline. An alternative view there. Do keep those comments coming on our Facebook page. The address, as always, is facebook.com/BBC Business. Before we go, a reminder of our top story today. Reports from Athens suggest that the new Prime Minister to succeed George Papandreou will be the former central banker Lucas Papademos. And Italy's Silvio Berlusconi has won a close-run budget vote in Parliament, but has lost his parliamentary majority. We'll have the latest here on the BBC World Service as those stories develop.
The BBC's World Briefing. Want a bank with no bonus scheme?
At Yuska Bank Gibraltar, there are no bonus schemes for our advisors. This means that they only have your best interests at heart. You will get a direct email and phone number of your personal and individual investment advisor. So no call centres or button options, just a quick response from your advisor. Visit Yuska Bank Gibraltar at 76 Main Street or give us a call on Gibraltar 606 55544 or go online to yuskabank.gi.
Talk Radio Europe.
On Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain. Brought to you by Yuska Bank Gibraltar. The international news on the hour.
Enter at 6. A Red Arrows pilot has been killed at RAF Scampton. It happened during winter training at the team's Lincolnshire base this morning. The pilot was airlifted to hospital, but he later died. His family has been told. Group Captain Simon Blake made a statement outside RAF Scampton.
The pilot was ejected from the aircraft whilst the aircraft was on the ground. The Military Aviation Authority is in the process of initiating a full and independent service inquiry to determine the cause of this tragic incident.
The Home Secretary has denied the UK's security was put at risk by her pilot scheme to reduce queues at immigration. Theresa May says border officials relaxed checks still further without her permission. The Italian opposition party has yet again asked Silvio Berlusconi to step down. The Prime Minister has narrowly won a vote on budget reforms in Parliament, but he's lost his majority. It's feared Italy's financial problems could dwarf those experienced by Greece, throwing the Eurozone into more chaos. FIFA have rejected a renewed plea for England players to be allowed to wear embroidered poppies on their shirts on Saturday. The sport's world governing body says it would open the door to similar initiatives from around the world. This weekend's X Factor won't include a performance from Frankie Kokoza. He's been axed from the programme by the producers of the show for breaking competition rules. His boozy antics and bad language have already prompted an Ofcom investigation. Frankie has apologised to his mentor Gary Barlow and fans who voted for him. Here's reaction from X Factor fans in central London.
He wasn't very good.
I don't think he can sing, personally. I think the only reason he was on there was because all the girls liked his hair, basically.
His hair was more talented than he was. And I think that it goes to show that, X Factor needs to become more about the singing and less about the personality.
Yeah. And an asteroid the size of an aircraft carrier will pass by Earth this evening. It's the planet's closest encounter in 200 years and will miss us by 200,000 miles. That's the latest. I'm Stuart Duggan.
The international news on the hour, brought to you by Yuska Bank Gibraltar. For all your investments and banking needs, go online, yuskabank.gi, or visit us at 76 Main Street, Gibraltar.
Yes, I like the sea, the sun, the beach, and even the siesta, but I'm not a tourist.
If you are British and settled in Spain, at Banco Sabadell you will find a tailor-made service with professionals who will attend to you in your own language, because we are the bank in Spain which best understands you. Ask at any of our branches.
Sabadell, chosen by the best in business and by people like you.
Hi, Ginny. Tim's going to play some golf at El Campanario Golf and Country House tomorrow. Would you like to join me for a swim and a jacuzzi? And then we can meet him for lunch afterwards in the restaurant. Are you up for it?
But I thought El Campanario was a private members club.
Well, it is, but the restaurant is open to the general public for breakfast, lunch, dinner and special events. The food's great, and they have live music regularly too. Before lunch, I'll show you around the facilities, and by the end of the day, you'll be begging Steve to become a member too. There's paddle tennis, gym, indoor and outdoor pools, jacuzzi, steam baths, games room, kids room, and it's great value.
OK, you've convinced me. Pick me up around 1.
El Campanario, Centro Comercial Diana Estepona, telephone 952 904233. The restaurant, garden shows and all special events at El Campanario are open to the general public. Stay tuned to our afternoon programmes for regular updates.
This is Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain.
Do you need a website? At Redinet Multimedia, our professional team is waiting to help your business succeed. Contact Redinet on 952-888-999 or visit our office in Diana Park Centre between Marbella and Estepona, or visit us online at www.designbythebest.com.
And quote Talk Radio Europe and receive a 10% discount.
Have your website designed by the best. Redinet.
From Marbella to Gibraltar on 91.9, this is Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain. Tonight with Lisa Grant.
Hello and good evening and welcome to The Tonight Show for this evening. Hope you are very, very well indeed. I'm with you through until 10 o'clock and as ever, we have a packed programme. At 7:20, I'm going to be talking to our regular contributor, Jonathan Davis, money manager and economist. We're going to be talking about the situation in Italy, of course, and we'll also be talking about Germany's attitude towards the ECB printing money, amongst other things. As ever, if you have any questions for Jonathan, we take them while he's on air. 951 036 026. At 8:20, I'm going to be talking to Peter Watmoth, chairman of the Marbella Royal British Legion. Of course, in this week of remembrance, we'll be looking at the Legion's past and future and talking about the ongoing Poppy appeal as well. And then at 9:20, freelance journalist for the Olive Press, Craig Scott, will be joining me live in the studio, and we'll be talking about all things unexplained in Spain. He's doing a series of articles about the weird and the wonderful and even the supernatural that happens to go on in Spain. He'll be live in the studio talking about that, and hopefully I'll have him in every so often to talk about his next instalments, because believe you me, the stuff he is uncovering, very, very interesting and weird and wonderful indeed. As ever, if you've got anything you'd like to contribute tonight, I would love to hear from you on 951 036 026 or email studio@talkradioeurope.com. I'll be taking my nightly stroll through the papers, giving you headlines from home and away, and of course putting the spotlight on certain stories and giving you the opportunity to comment on them. And if that wasn't all enough, I'll also be giving you the chance to get your name in the draw for the El Corte Inglés competition for all What's Hot card holders as well. OK, so all that to cram in before 10. Let's play a bit of music. Keep it here with me, Lisa Grant, and Talk Radio Europe.
Lisa Grant, tonight on Talk Radio Europe.
Hello, I'm Julie Revel. This week on Profiles, a second chance to hear...
Back in the day
Kylie Minogue, who's spinning around on Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain. Hello, Graham, who just gave me a call. I will thank you for the information, and I will pass it on. Apologies for having to cut you up live for that, but you know, Kylie only goes on for a certain amount of time. But yeah, I'll get that sorted out for you, no problem whatsoever. So the El Corte Inglés competition. What's Hot card holders? Make sure you have got your cards at the ready, and if you haven't got one already, this is what you'll be getting with a What's Hot loyalty card. You'll get an incredible discounts on a series of products and services, from spa treatments to cinema tickets, from restaurant meals to airport parking, or even green fees at the most prestigious golf courses on the coast as well. You'll also get 2% discount on your shopping at Epicor. So if you'd like to get hold of a What's Hot card, all you have to do is click on the What's Hot banner on the Talk Radio Europe website, or go to whatshot.es. Whatshot.es, that's one S, not two. Fill in the simple form in both cases, and the card will be sent out to you. So what's on offer at the moment? Well, for the next 4 weeks, we are offering you a huge trolley load of goodies from Epicor. Tons and tons of stuff, okay? But what you have to do is guess each week how much the trolley is. Now, each week is going to be between 55 and 75 euros. Each week the amount is going to be different. The person who gets the nearest amount in the course of the week will be that week's winner. Okay, so I'd like you to give me a call on 951 036 026. That's 951 036 026 with your guess for this week's amount. All right, so it's between 55 and 75 euros, and you've got until the Bluebells have finished singing about being young at heart to get your call in. Oh, and make sure you've got your What's Hot card on you as well, because I'll need the number.
Young at heart. Young at heart. Young at heart, yet what a start. Oh, before their time.
StanJames.com. Their mobile betting makes it easier than ever before. Visit StanJames.com on your iPhone or Android handset for instant sports betting. And the in-play platform lets you watch live sports, including all UK horse racing, streamed direct to your computer. Bet with StanJames.com now and receive up to £150 in free bets when you join. It's the quickest, easiest sports betting and online gaming site, offering the best promotions and the best odds. Register at the casino, participate in weekly competitions, and get £100 in bonuses. Terms and conditions apply. Go all in at StanJames.com.
Want a bank with no bonus scheme?
At Yuska Bank Gibraltar, there are no bonus schemes for our advisors. This means that they only have your best interests at heart. You will get a direct email and phone number of your personal and individual investment advisor. So no call centres or button options, just a quick response from your advisor. Visit Yuska Bank Gibraltar at 76 Main Street or give us a call on Gibraltar 606 55544 or go online to yuskabank.gi.
If every time we turn on the TV or radio, someone's out there advertising home insurance, how are we supposed to know which company is best for us? Well, the key to choosing the right product is in the extras. So it's important to look for an insurer that gives you more for your money, such as Reale Seguros. The name may be new to you, but this 200-year-old insurer really does give customers that bit more. For example, with its expat home policy, not only are you covered for damages caused by extreme weather conditions such as heavy rains, but you can also request assistance to locate and repair leaky pipes before they cause any actual detriment to your home. What's more, Reale actually gets repairs and claims started within 24 hours, because if they don't, they actually give you your money back. There's no mañana attitude at Reale Seguros. So why not give them a call on 902 103 551 and get an instant quote and the name of the broker that's closest to you. Reale Seguros, the company that provides real quality, real service, real prices, real solutions, and real peace of mind. Reale, insurance for the real world.
If you're looking for the best apartments, villas and luxury properties on the beautiful Costa del Sol, visit dreamsoverseas.com. With a network of around 500 European real estate agents and mortgage brokers offering every type of resale property, new homes, new developments, bank repossessions and distressed sale bargains. Dreamsoverseas.com is the one-stop answer. So, look at what we have to offer. Visit our website, dreamsoverseas.com, or click on our banner at talkradioeurope.com.
When living abroad, finding good quality insurance that specifically caters for your needs can often be difficult. Well, not anymore. StaySure, experts in over 50's products and services, provides British nationals and Europeans living in Spain with a wide range of great value specialised insurance products. With StaySure, you can tailor the cover to best suit your requirements. For a quick quotation and value for money, car insurance, holiday home insurance, permanent home insurance, health insurance and travel insurance, call StaySure's friendly English-speaking team now. StaySure have done all the hard work for you, so all you have to do is pick up the phone. Call 952 010 019 or visit them in San Pedro, Monday to Friday. For more information, go to staysure.com.
Need for speed? How does this sound to you? Come to the Ascari Circuit in Ronda on the 12th and 13th of November and enjoy a race with real Formula One vehicles. And if you want some more adrenaline, enjoy a fast lap as co-pilot in one of the racing cars. Tickets from €24. Purchase them at www.ascari.net.
Like a better investment return?
Need to reduce inheritance taxes?
Want to increase your UK pension by minimising the tax due?
Well, these are just some of the areas that we at Black Tower Financial Management can help with.
Regulated by both the FSA and FSC, we've been helping customers in Spain, Portugal, UK and Gibraltar for over 25 years.
We're completely independent. We're not associated with any insurance company or bank, so we listen to what you need and advise on the right product for you.
With our knowledge and expertise, we can save you time, money and bring you peace of mind.
Why not find out more? Phone Black Tower Financial Management on 952 816 443. That's 952 816 443.
Black Tower, your financial freedom.
Black Tower Financial Management is licensed by the Gibraltar Financial Services Commission. License number 00805B.
A sir in English.
There are many reasons to pick up Sir in English every week. Established for over 25 years with all the latest news and information, Sir in English makes essential reading for all foreign residents in southern Spain. It has the most effective classified section of any publication in the area and is the preferred choice for national and international advertising agencies for their most prestigious clients. Pick up Sir in English every week, your free English language newspaper, the only one with controlled circulation and the best read.
Are you over 50? Would you like your near and far vision to be as good as ever again? Now, after a simple operation using intraocular lenses or laser, you can get your best vision back at any distance. Come and get all the information at Vista Laser Ophthalmology in Malaga or Marbella. Call 952-060-523, 952-060-523, or go online to vistalaser.es.
From Malaga to Calahonda on 88.9, this is Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain. Tonight with Lisa Grant.
Welcome back, and joining me on the show right now and hanging on the phone for me is Jonathan Davis. Good evening, Jonathan.
Hello, Lisa.
How are you doing this week?
I've got a man flu. It's very serious, you know.
I know. Man flu is just the infliction of the whole world, isn't it? You guys sneeze once and you're laid up for a week. You were moaning last week as well.
Well, it's extremely serious. I think I'm going to have to call Michael Jackson's doctor.
Did you actually just say that? Dearie me. Moving swiftly on. Okay, let's look at Italy. We can't excuse the fact that Berlusconi is in rather a lot of a pickle, isn't he?
Well, you could say that. He has, it's quite interesting, he has survived in his time as Prime Minister 54, I believe it is, votes of no confidence. And he survived another one today or yesterday. However, I think his days as Prime Minister of Italy are totally numbered. Indeed, I've seen on Twitter the economics correspondent of Channel 4 News has tweeted that he saw a photo of Berlusconi holding a piece of paper saying, "I understand, I resign." Now we don't know.
I'm sorry. I've got to ask. How could he have seen a piece of paper that he was holding?
Well, it happens. People take photos in opportune moments.
Yeah, I suppose. But, you know, it just seems a bit weird for somebody to actually just write something so important down.
Well, we don't know if it was a joke or if it was serious. However, Berlusconi's days are numbered. The markets are telling us this. Over these last few weeks and months, I've been banging on your show about the bond markets, about how much the countries have to pay in interest now to borrow money. Italy's bonds are falling through the floor, so their interest rates are rising rapidly, and it's because they aren't making the changes to their tax and spending position as is needed to balance the books. Therefore, the markets are saying, Berlusconi, move aside, someone else come in and make the changes. Although I can't really see why anyone else would make the changes, because the austerity clearly is not popular. Turkeys don't vote for Christmas.
Well, yeah, you literally just took the words out of my mouth. Whoever steps into his shoes, if they do anything like that, they're going to be as unpopular as he is.
I think it's a very interesting politics that we have right across the Western democratic world. I've said it before, I don't see any difference between the left and the right in practically whatever country you find. Everyone votes for bailouts, everyone votes for extra spending, everyone votes for extra borrowing. They're politicians. They know that they're ruled by 4 or 5 year time periods. They know that in 4 or 5 years' time they're going to have another election, and they need to appeal to the masses. And the only way you do that is by handing free stuff out. So there is basically no difference. Whoever it is, they're going to be doing the exact same thing. And the markets will decide eventually.
Sorry. How long do you think it would take Italy to get back onto its feet?
Yeah, it's not going to. And that's the thing. It already has... It owes 120% of the size of its economy, and that's only the bit that we know about. In a similar vein, in the United Kingdom, we know there's about 800 or 900 billion pounds of debt which is on the government's books. But on top of that, there's several trillion pounds of debt, several thousand billion pounds of debt, which is off the government's books, such as Private Finance Initiative, building the schools and the roads, and such as unfunded pension liabilities. So there's no way. The maths just don't add up. Whether it's Greece or Ireland or Portugal or Belgium or Italy or Spain, the numbers don't add up. They cannot get back on track. Here's an interesting one for you. In the current bailout round for Greece, if the Greeks take 9 years of austerity, they will be financially where Italy is today.
You're joking.
My point being, Greece can't do it, Italy can't do it because their finances are so decimated. There is not enough money on the planet, and I'm not exaggerating, to bail out Italy. It is far too big, and that's why I keep saying on your show, the euro is toast. Get out of the euro, and indeed be very careful about your stocks and shares and your pensions, because I think it's very dangerous to hold them right now.
Let's move our attention to the G20, and we were talking off air just a little while ago and saying about in the last G20 before this one, they were saying to everyone in Europe, get your houses in order, do this and do that, but no one seemed to pay any attention to what the G20 had to say.
And they are the G20.
Yes, precisely. So they're not even listening to themselves.
Well, exactly. That's my point. It was a year ago, as you say, they met. They all came up with this great statement at the end that countries are going to work hard about balancing their books. Nobody took a blind bit of notice, and look what's happening. Countries, of course, are going bankrupt. I just don't get it, why we, the people, the taxpayers, have to pay millions and millions, indeed billions actually, when you think about it, for all these summits by these EU people and the G20 people to go on their 7-star jollies. We pay for it, and they achieve absolutely nothing. It's just senior politicians getting together and having a great time. They pretend they're working hard, but they never actually achieve anything, if you think about it.
Do you think that this recent G20 meeting will actually resolve anything?
Well, no, they came out all of the meeting basically saying we haven't achieved anything.
Yeah.
They glared, I think is the word, at Papandreou, who just resigned, of course, as Prime Minister of Greece, as if he's to blame for the global ills. Well, you know, I'd like to point out that the Greek economy is 0.5% of the global economy. So there's no way on earth that Greece is to blame for the global ills, the global economic ills. Everyone has to get their house in order. We have to cut back on spending, and we have to stop bailing out banks, because that's where all the money is going. There's a great big funnel going on, and it's an upside-down funnel. There's money going from you and me, and it's going straight up to the bankers. And one of these days, people are going to get to grips with that reality.
You would have thought they would have done by now. OK, hold on, Jonathan, we've got a caller. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Hello, good evening to Jonathan and to Lisa.
Hi.
Hello, Jonathan. You do still think that the banking system was at the core of this mess, yes?
I do still think that the banking system is at the core of this mess. They loaned recklessly to households on houses which weren't worth anything near what people said they were worth. And they also loaned recklessly to governments like Greece and Italy at the same low rates of interest that they loaned to far more prudent and far wealthier Germany. Yes, the bankers have destroyed the global economy, with the help of, I might say, the politicians.
Yes. Can I just add a question, please? On our discussion show today, somebody suggested that if we carried out your advice and let Greece go under and return to the peseta, we'd have to use a metaphor, we'd have a volcano going off underwater, and it would make matters worse. Do you think that's true? That it would be very, very too costly for anybody to bear to let Greece go under and to return to the peseta? What are your comments on that, please?
Yeah. Well, of course, it's the drachma. Well, that is the argument.
Oh, sorry, I meant the drachma. I beg your pardon.
Yeah,
I
sure,
meant the
no
drachma.
worries.
Yeah.
That is the argument that the leaders, whether it's the political elite or the financial elite, want us to believe. They want us to believe that we must keep on bailing out the reckless bankers, the lenders to these governments, because if we stop doing so, there will be the biggest almighty crash, and it will put us all into depression. Well, my answer to this is this. We are in depression. We are in depression, and it will last 20 to 30 years. And it started a couple of years ago with the busting of the biggest debt bubble in history, even bigger than the debt bubble they had in the 1920s, the Roaring Twenties. So my view is, instead of having 20 to 30 years of depression, and I refer you to Japan, because they are now in their 23rd year of depression, and I'll tell you, hurting is not the word for it. Their suicide rate is off the scale. Instead of that, let's have a couple of years of hard recession. No doubt it will be very hard. However, prices will fall. We can reboot the economic system. People can buy houses, people can buy cars, people can actually live. At the moment, because prices are so high, it's difficult to live, and it's difficult for businesses to continue doing what they're doing. If we can let prices fall, then businesses can get started again, and consumers can get buying again, because prices will be so much cheaper.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Sharon. Thank you for your call. You mentioned while you were talking to Sharon just then, let's talk about Japan. 23 years and their suicide rate is off the charts. Isn't anyone paying attention to this?
Well, you know, it's like the people who say that we need to bail out the banks because otherwise we're going to have great problems. It's as if there's no evidence of what would happen if they do exactly that. Well, Japan, since 1989, when its economy and its stock market and its housing market, when it peaked 22 years ago, we're now in the 23rd year, their stock market has fallen 75%. Their housing market has fallen 75%. I've mentioned about suicides. Their unemployment rate is soared. They've got homeless beyond belief. If you ever go to Japan, you will see people living under arches, living in parks, public parks, which of course never happened previously. And the evidence is there. It's abundantly clear. It used to be the second biggest economy on the planet. Look at it now. It's decrepit. And yet, still, the people in America, in Europe, in China, still they say, let's print money and bail out the banks, because I tell you, that's exactly what the Japanese have been doing for the last 2 decades. People might have heard of the lost Japanese decade. Well, actually, it's a lost Japanese 2 decades, and that's what we are in right now. It's not abrupt, it's not sharp, it's not like 10% falls in the economy every year, but I'll tell you, it's falls every year or marginal rises. In other words, it feels like recession. Unemployment is rising, house prices are falling, wage costs are falling, wages are falling, and yet the cost of living is rising.
Absolutely.
And it's rising because they're printing money. When you print money, it devalues your currency. When you devalue the currency, it increases the cost of living.
Jonathan,
we're in depression.
We are. We've got another call. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Hi, good evening. I'm just listening in the car. Fascinating as always listening to Jonathan. Does he have a blog or a website or somewhere where you can just catch up on his views and his ideas and maybe...
Okay, Jonathan, would you like to answer that?
Thank you for your kind comments. If you look on Jonathan Davis WM, which stands for Wealth Management, you Google me, you'll find me, send me an email, and I'll happily send you our economic and stock market updates.
I really appreciate that.
I put anyone on the list who asks.
Jonathan Davis, D-A-V-I-E-S, yeah?
Without an E.
Or I-S.
Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Would you like to ask...
Very welcome.
While you... Caller...
That wasn't a paid plan of mine, I assure you.
Listen, it's wonderful to get a response like that. I'm very grateful, actually. It's good to know that when we have you on that people are so interested with what you have to say. That's what we're here for. OK, now you've been talking about printing money. Germans aren't very happy about that, are they?
And I love the Germans. Oh, my God. Praise be for the Germans, that they have some sense. The German people and the German parliament seem to be more or less at one, which is very unusual. Senior people in the German political system are saying point blankly that the European Central Bank must not print a whole load of money. Now, I suspect the ECB will do it, but the Germans are currently saying they mustn't print money because in the German soul, they know about hyperinflation. Some of your listeners will know that in the Weimar Republic in the 1920s, they had millions, indeed trillion% inflation. People were literally putting their paper money in their stoves to heat themselves in the winter. The prices in the shops doubled a day, every single day. And, of course, wages didn't keep up. And, what people need to understand is when you print money like this, if you let it get out of a reasonable range, you just keep on printing money and then inflation gets out of something you can handle, well, eventually you cause society to break down, and unfortunately what that means is you then get people like the Nazis come in. And that's yet another reason, if we need another reason, why we must stop printing money. We must stop bailing out these banks. Look at Greece. Look at Spain. Look at the political actions on the streets. It's just a start. The leaders need to lead and stop securing their own positions, because by bailing out the banks, then they keep themselves in post for an extra year or two. Well, by doing so, what they do is bring us closer to the loss of democracy. And 20 years from now, I think you'll find that there'll be fewer democracies across Europe than there are today.
Let's put ourselves into the shoes of someone who maybe has their own business and is listening to what you say about the ECB not printing more money. What if they're sitting there thinking, well, actually, that's what I want them to do because some of that money may make its way into my pocket?
Yeah, in the short term it will, no doubt. And the quantitative easing of 2008 and 2009, with the breakdown of the financial system in late 2008, no doubt, by pumping money into the system, it got the economy going again. But it's only temporary. And at the same time, although some people kept their jobs, other people lost their jobs. And as I say, generally speaking, currencies plummeted. The dollar did, sterling did, most other currencies did. The euro didn't for very technical reasons, but I believe that's coming. And as I say, when you decimate your currency, it raises your cost of living. Look at the Greek economy. Look at the Spanish economy where you are. 45% of your young people are unemployed. 45%. Well, by printing the money, to bail out these financial institutions which made reckless loans in the first place. It's literally a tax on the rest of the people. And it may help in the short term, and it does, but medium to long term, it decimates the whole economy and society, and those small businessmen who think, oh, if only I can get through the next year or so, then I'll be okay. I'll tell you, with massive money printing, which is what I think they're going to do, those small businessmen will go out of business anyway, because as I say, we're in 20 or 30 years depression. People need to take some pain. People need to take some pain in order to have long-term gain. That's the reality as I see it.
Yes. All right, well, let's take the... excuse me, I apologise. Let's take the position of the man with his own business one step further. He sees somewhere like Greece that has half its debts removed. If that's what's going to happen, we'll see. And he's sitting there thinking, well, hang on, I'm in debt because of the economic crisis. I haven't made enough money for my business. I'm now in debt. Why can't I have my debts wiped? Why can't they remove individual debts?
Yeah, exactly. The leadership, the elites, will never bail individuals out. They'll bail themselves out. And that's actually what this printing money is all about. It's about bailing out the profligate, borrowing governments who have borrowed beyond belief in order to get votes, to buy votes. It's just about bailing themselves out, as well as bailing out their friends, the lenders. It doesn't help the man and woman in the street. It doesn't help the small business person at all. It certainly doesn't help the small business person if you're competing against large corporates who are supported by governments. There should be a level playing field. I've got a small practice, but I'm up against large corporates. There should be a level playing field where I've got as much chance, if I work hard and work smart, as the other guys do. But no one bails me out, but they bail them out. So the small businessman should not be voting for bailouts, I assure you. What he should be voting for, if he's in Greece, he should vote for the Greeks to default on the loans 100%, tell the bankers where to go, they shouldn't have loaned it in the first place, and devalue, go back into the drachma, devalue massively, and then I'll tell you, they'll get their, for example, their tourist industry will go through the roof, because millions and millions of people will holiday in Greece if they've got holidays at 60% cheaper.
Yeah. All right, just before you go, because we're just running out of time, one more thought on the G20. Now, we've already established that not much going on there. They don't even listen to themselves when they tell themselves what to do. Is it worth them carrying on, quite honestly, or should another way of things be looked at happening?
I think it's just politicians pretending to be doing something. I think they should strengthen the World Trade Organization, which tries to get free trade between countries. That we should absolutely do whatever we can to not have protectionism, whereas you raise taxes on imports and you give grants to companies that export. No, you shouldn't have protectionism. You should have free trade so that those who work hard and work smart will be able to develop and grow. They are the future. They are the people who will employ people in the future, not the lazy, fat, big corporations. These are the people who do not create jobs in the West. If anything, they're creating jobs in China. So liberalisation, that's what we should do, World Trade Organization.
If the world were to adopt free trade, would there be any countries that would have a negative effect on, do you think?
Yes, countries which are lazy and fat have got high wage costs, high inflation, where in other words they have to toughen up and shape up and work hard and work smart. Like, for instance, Germany. In the last decade, Greek wage costs went up 67%. German wage costs went up 9%. Germany, I'll tell you, we can all learn a great deal from the Germans.
Jonathan, as ever, absolute pleasure to talk to you. Your man flu doesn't sound that bad, I've got to tell you that, because you were flying tonight. You were a bit groggy last week, but this week you're flying.
Adrenaline is an amazing thing.
Well, go and put your feet up. Thanks very much for joining us again.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Have a good week. Bye.
The Raven and the Blues on Talk Radio Europe, Blues and Cool Talk.
Hi, this is Ainsley Lister, and you're listening to The Raven and the Blues on Talk Radio Europe.
The best of blues midday Saturday and 10 p.m. Tuesday.
Hi, this is Cherry Lee Lewis, and you're listening to The Raven and the Blues on Talk Radio Europe.
You hear them, Dave? Gee, they can talk about shopping the whole day.
Yeah, not like us. I had a really worthwhile conversation today. I saved a month on my new car insurance with Linea Directa.
Really? Tell me more.
All in English, mate. 24-hour road assistance, fine handling service, and much more.
Call Linea Directa now on 902 123 221. 1 month free for new customers. Discover Linea Directa's unbeatable new home insurance. Call 902 123 221 and start saving now.
Hipercor presents the greatest savings show.
Until the 16th of November, you've got a 10% saving on electronics, and until the 9th on video consoles.
And until the 16th, you've got a cured grain-fed Iberian ham, plus a free box of 6 bottles of Viña Albina Reserve Red Wine from La Rioja for €119.
Hipercor's anniversary, a better price.
Laniche are purveyors of quality new and used furniture. Tables, chairs, quality beds, sofas and patio furniture. Laniche buy and sell good quality used furniture at realistic prices and aim to turn over the stock as quickly as possible. So if they don't have what you're looking for, then leave your details and they will endeavour to find it for you. If you're based between Fengarola and Sotogrande and are looking to buy or sell furniture, call Laniche on 952 765 564. That's 952 765 564. Or pop into Laniche on the Golden Mile, Marbella, and you'll walk away smiling.
Can I protect my children from UK inheritance tax?
Speak to Blevins Franks. Visit blevinsfranks.com, a UK FSA regulated company with offices in the Costa del Sol.
Get your daily fresh bread at the new home bake section within the Passion Cafe San Pedro. The bakery supplies a fantastic selection of homemade breads, fresh cookies, children's birthday cakes, pastries, lemon meringue pie, black forest gatto, to eat in or take away. All this at the bakery in the Passion Cafe, which continues to serve up delicious wraps, salads, chili, langoustine skewer and Argentinian ribeye. Open and serving food 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Passion Cafe, La Colonia Commercial Centre, San Pedro de Alcantara. The cool place to be. 952 781 583.
Would you like to run your own business? In a fast-paced market? Anywhere in the world? Well, you can with AngloInfo. AngloInfo.com has become the leading global network of expat websites providing information and resources to millions of English speakers living abroad. With AngloInfo, you can run your own successful online media business, working and living where you choose. For all the information you need, check out www.angloinfo.com. AngloInfo, the global expat network.
Tonight with Lisa Grant.
Put on my blue suede shoes and I boarded the plane. Touchdown in the land of the Delta Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain. W.C. Handy, won't you look down over me? Yeah, I got a first class ticket, but I'm as blue as a girl can be. Then I'm walking in Memphis. I was walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam, walking in Memphis. But do I really feel the way I feel? I saw the ghost of Elvis on Union Avenue, followed him up to the gates of Graceland, and watched him walk right through. Now security, they did not see him, they just fish on the table. They got gospel in the air. Reverend Green, be glad to see you when you haven't got a prayer. But boy, you got a prayer in Memphis. Now Gabriel plays piano every Friday at the Hollywood, and they brought me down to see him. They asked me if I would do a little number, and I sang with all my mates. He said, "Tell me, are you a Christian child?" And I said, "Man, I am tonight." Walking in Memphis, I was walking with my feet 10 feet off the beat. Walking in Memphis, do I really feel the way I feel? Walking in Memphis, I was walking with my feet 10 feet off the beat. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? Put on my blue suede shoes.
Cher, who was walking in Memphis on Talk Radio Europe. Your voice in Spain. Keep the calls coming in on 951 036 026 or email studio@talkradioeurope.com. Time now for us to take a stroll through the papers and to find out the headlines from here and away. And of course, we always start with Spain and the Malaya case investigating the widespread corruption in Marbella Town Hall with Juan Antonio Rocco, the ex-municipal reality estate assessor at the centre of the allegations, has moved on to its most interesting phase at the Malaga court as the Malaga court starts to investigate bribes. Earlier this week, some 5 years and 7 months after his arrest, Rocca had to start responding to the big questions at the centre of the case. The backhanders he allegedly received and the real estate promoters in exchange for licences to build outside the PGOU urban plan. More than 50 people, including ex-mayors and Rocca himself, are expected to declare their evidence in this section of the case. Moving on now to Israel. Israel's defence minister is not ruling out a military strike against Iran over its nuclear programme, the Associated Press has reported today. Citing an interview on national radio, the minister said that he's sceptical that the international community would impose crippling sanctions on Iran after the International Atomic Energy Agency released its report on Tuesday. And as long as there aren't as much sanctions and such sanctions aren't proven to be effective, Israel will continue to recommend that no option be taken off the table. Meanwhile, Iran insists its nuclear programme is designed to produce energy, not bombs, but has failed to provide any evidence. Moving now on to the UN, and the UN Rights Office says at least 3,500 people have been killed in Syria since the government began its violent crackdown on the opposition in mid-March. Although the UN does not have its representatives in the country, a spokesman from the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights said the figures are based on credible sources on the ground. Moving on now to Afghanistan, and a roadside bomb exploded, killing 11 people in northwest Afghanistan late last night. The blast hit 3 police vehicles, killing 2 police officers and 9 civilians of the same family, including 6 children. The reports went on to say that no group has claimed responsibility for the bombing, but Afghan officials blame it on Taliban, saying that the Taliban have killed many civilians, including women and children, during our holy day. This is yet another extreme kind of crime and austerity by the Taliban. And last but by no means least, the United States. And the United States will freeze around $200 million of financial aid to the Palestinian National Autonomy, the Associated Press has reported. Republicans, the chairwoman of the House of the Foreign Committee, Rosé Lesmin, informed the Obama administration in recent weeks that she would no longer block US $150 million in economic support funds from the Palestinian security forces and 140 million in other assistance. In her decision, she said that the aid was in the national security interests of the United States and the government of Israel, who, he said, did not object. The funds were frozen in August ahead of the Palestinian bid for statehood in the United Nations Assembly in September, and the United States annually allots 500 million to aid Palestine, with most of the funds being spent on national security. Those are your headlines from home and away for today.
Every time you kiss me, I'm still not certain that you love me. Every time you hold me, I'm still not certain that you care. Oh, you keep on saying you really, really, really love me. Do you speak the same words to someone else when I'm not there? Suspicion torments my heart. Suspicion keeps us apart. Suspicion, why torture me? Every time you call me and tell me we should meet tomorrow, I can't help but think that you're meeting someone else tonight. Why should our romance just keep on causing me such sorrow? Why am I so doubtful whenever you are out of sight? Suspicion torments my heart. Suspicion keeps us apart. Suspicion, why torture me? Darling, if you love me, I beg you, wait a little longer. Wait until I drive all these foolish fears out of my mind. How I hope and pray that our love will keep on growing stronger. Maybe I'm suspicious cause true love is so hard to find. Suspicion torments my heart. Suspicion keeps us apart. Suspicion, why torture me?
Elvis Presley and Suspicion on Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain. Keep the calls coming in on 951 036 026. I'd love to hear from you this evening. Have you checked out our website yet? I know we keep going on about it, but if you haven't done already, you're going to be missing out because there is tons and tons of stuff on there, including loads and loads of events. We do it by date. There's a calendar that pops up, and listed on the right-hand side is a what's on locally today. If you actually scroll through there, you'll see loads and loads of events, including children's events, pub and cafe entertainment, social and community events, sports and sailing, talks and workshops, you name it, we have got it down there, and it's all listed in places of area as well. It actually goes on for miles. So if you want to find out what's happening locally in your area, check it out. And if you have an event that you would like to publicise, all you have to do is add it onto the list, and then people are bound to know about it. Also on our webpage, we have down the right-hand side, we have headlines from across Spain. To give you even more than I've already given you just now. Obviously, I've just touched on them. I will be touching on a couple of stories from Spain in a little while later on in the show. But if you want to find out some more now, all the W's, talkradioeurope.com. And on there, we also have frequencies. Now, the frequencies are very useful if you're not sure where to listen to us. Perhaps you're in your car and you're driving across the Costas and you're not sure what one you have to, listen to. They're all listed there. You'll be able to plan your route along with our frequencies all the way along. All the W's, talkradioeurope.com. And if that wasn't enough, we've also got our website